Welcome to Interlink IQ. In this segment, we will be discussing the pet supplements import requirements based on Canada Veterinary Health Products or the VHP notification program. The requirements are the notification program for veterinary health products, which includes the nature of business, such as the company's certification. This needs to be assessed, reviewed, and approved. The maintenance frequency is annually, if necessary, or when changes occur. Next is product labels. This is required to be assessed, reviewed, approved, and implemented. Maintenance frequency is annually, if necessary, or when changes occur. We also have VHP notification. Companies are required to notify their VHPs to Health Canada at least 30 days before selling a VHP in Canada, at least 30 days before making a change to a VHP that is already notified in Canada, and before importing a VHP into Canada. It is required to be assessed for requirement notification Health Canada, also to provide selling notification, to notify the changes if applicable, and to report any serious adverse drug reactions to Health Canada. Maintenance frequency is if necessary per shipment, and the renewal is not required. So what does the program include? First, it includes the intended use. This is required to assess the intended use of the product to maintain or promote health and well-being in animals, including food and companion animals. This is also needed to be reviewed and to be approved. Second is routes of administration. This is required to identify type of routes of administration, also is needed to be reviewed and to be approved. Third is specific requirements. Limitations on ingredient concentration levels and mandatory cautions and/or warnings on product labels for active, homeopathic, and traditional medicines substances, as well as non-medicinal ingredients are allowed in VHPs, are reflected in the list of permitted substances. This is required to assess the limitations on ingredient concentration levels, also is needed to be reviewed and to be approved. Their maintenance frequency is annually, if necessary, or when changes occur. Next is the program exclusion. For the program exclusion requirement, it includes the intended use to treat, prevent, or cure diseases in animals. It also includes routes of administration such as injectable, inhalation, intramammary, intrauterine, ophthalmic, transdermal patches, and implants. Also the product types. These are all required to be assessed, reviewed, and approved. Their maintenance frequency is annually, if necessary, or when changes occur. The next requirement is the Veterinary Health Product Notification. It includes the account sign-up. Once you have an account, you will be able to manage the account and set up access rights for others, which requires signing up for an account and to manage and set up the access rights. Its maintenance frequency is not applicable. It also includes the VHP notification form. Notifiers located outside of Canada will need to have a Canadian representative who will be responsible for the product in Canada and be the contact person for providing any information requested by Health Canada concerning the VHP. It requires the completion of the notification form, the designation of a Canadian representative. It also needs to be reviewed, to be approved, to submit the form at least 30 days prior to selling VHP in Canada, to verify whether the conditions of the program is met, and to ensure compliance with any other applicable legislation. Its maintenance frequency is if necessary per shipment, and the renewal is not required. Then we have process and fees, which includes fees that requires to pay the VHP notification fee. Its maintenance frequency is if necessary per shipment. Then labeling requirements, which includes label and claims review. This needs to be collected, assessed, reviewed, approved, implemented, and verified. Maintenance frequency is annually, if necessary, or when changes occur. Next is Good Manufacturing Practices or the GMPs in the Natural Health Product Regulations. It includes the good manufacturing practices, which needs to be collected, assessed, reviewed, approved, implemented, and verified annually. Then we have the change to the list of permitted substances request, which includes Health Canada approved substances on the list of permitted substances including active, homeopathic, traditional medicine, and non-medicinal ingredients or substances. If any of the ingredients in your VHP are not on the list of permitted substances, submit a new substance application form. And Health Canada will review the application form and determine if there is a sufficient information to add or make a change to an ingredient on the list of permitted substances and whether conditions should be applied. It is needed to be assessed, reviewed, and to submit a new substance application form. Its maintenance frequency is if necessary or when changes occur. For after VHP notification, it includes the changes on notified VHP. If the change impacts the VHP label, placing a new label on top of an existing label is permitted as necessary to assist in the transition from an old to a new label. Note that the modified label must be compliant with the regulations. The requirements are to notify of their intent to make the following changes to their notified VHPs at least 30 days before making the change, to inform Health Canada when a decision is made to no longer sell a VHP in Canada, and to modify label compliant with the regulations. Its maintenance frequency is if necessary when changes occur. After VHP notification also includes reporting serious adverse drug reactions. If all serious adverse drug reactions occurred in Canada or internationally, report to Health Canada within 15 days of receiving the information about the event. It needs to be monitored, to maintain records, and to report to Health Canada within 15 days. Its maintenance frequency is annually, or if necessary, or when there are reports on serious adverse drug reactions. Next is compliance and enforcement. Compliance and enforcement includes compliance and enforcement policy in compliance with the Food and Drugs Act and regulations. It needs to be assessed, reviewed, approved, implemented, verified, and to notify VHP prior to import. Also, VHPs intended for companion animals can be imported for personal use. For additional requirements on personal importation and what is considered personal use, you may refer to Policy 60, Import and Export Policy for Health Products under the Food and Drugs Act and its regulations. This is required to be assessed, reviewed, to be approved, implemented, and to be verified. Their maintenance frequency is if necessary, per shipment. Next is importation, followed by importation of bulk VHP ingredients or substances. It includes notification number for the VHP, which is required to provide supporting documents, to be assessed, and to be reviewed. Its maintenance frequency is at least 30 days before selling a VHP. Next, we have CFIA import conditions for terrestrial animal commodities, which includes import conditions. The requirement is to confirm using the commodity-specific import procedural directives and automated import reference systems on the CFIA website. The maintenance frequency is if necessary per shipment. The next requirement is notified products containing animal-derived substances such as gelatin, phospholipids, glycerol, and amino acids, which includes the importer permit, which needs to be assessed, reviewed, approved, implemented, and verified. The maintenance frequency is 30 days around the date of arrival specified by importers. Then, the official zoo sanity export certificate signed by official veterinarian of the government of the country of origin. This is required to be assessed, to be reviewed, to be signed by official veterinarian, to be approved, to be implemented, and to be verified. And the maintenance frequency is if necessary per shipment. We also have the additional import requirements, which are the proof of origin. In the case of products originating from the USA, some products may be allowed entry into Canada with proof of origin that is considered acceptable to CBSA. And the last requirement is processing of raw animal glands and animal organs at an approved establishment in Canada. Seal of an inspector directly from the place of entry to an establishment approved by the minister for the purposes of processing, which needs to be assessed, reviewed, approved, implemented, and verified. Their maintenance frequency is if necessary per shipment. Thank you for participating in this presentation. Content presented is based on the interpretation of regulatory requirements and best practices and must be customized for your intended use. Should you need any assistance in related to pet supplements import requirements by Canada Veterinary Health Products or VHP Notification Program, you may contact Interlink IQ or Consulteer Inc. at services@interlinkiq.com or simply call 202-982-3002. For free access, visit interlinkiq.com.